First tonight, art appreciation is very personal, and it's possibly the best art can simply put a smile on your face.
For a Maine writer and TV personality, his art started simply as a way to get outside and break up the monotony of life. Now, this creative outlet is attracting attention from all over the globe. 207's Beth McAvoy has the story.
For some, sunsets are sacred.
We need to find a hill, something that we can get down lower and shoot up so we can get rid of that skyline.
For John Marshall, they're the key component to his creations.
So that hill right there is looking like our spot.
All he needs is just the right field or waterfront, the golden hour, and his cardboard cutouts.
You stick it in, you tape it up, and it's always super, super crude.
To make one of his sunset selfies come to life.
Now, if you look at that, it just looks like nothing. But if you just kind of swipe it over and look over here, you get down low, you'll see the hand reaching up.
John's been thinking outside the box for the last 5 years.
One night, I was out on Fry Island, and I was watching the sunset, and I just happened to have there, of all the unusual things, I had a pair of scissors, a beer box, and my camera on a tripod. And so for no reason that I can discern, I cut a little alligator shape.
It wouldn't have dawned on most people, but John threw the box on his head, jumped on the rocks, posing like an alligator, and took a picture.
I didn't think much of it, but when I looked at the shot, the silhouette looked so surprising and so much more than that lousy little box that it made me think like, oh, well, maybe you could do more.
Sunset Selfies was born.
During the pandemic, I needed something to do.
It's been in the last year that John's characters have really taken shape.
I was sitting around, I was kind of bored, I was in the house, and I decided I would do some pandemic sunset selfie jokes. So in one, I drew a little virus, and I put it in a jar, and I said, "Hey everyone, I think I caught it. You can come out now." And they just went nuts.
Sunset Selfies have been featured all over the world. Rolling Stone Brazil, The Guardian in London, The Times of India.
Particularly now, they've kind of gone nuts with Kelly Clarkson and with 207. I mean, it's just gone crazy.
While the sky may be the limit for his selfies, John stays very much down to earth.
You know, getting down on the ground with a Sharpie and a big piece of paper, drawing something big and cutting it out really rough with a knife, and then going outside and sticking it at the sunset is not work. It's just playing around. This is serious art right here, what we're seeing, serious.
He's created more than 250 sunset scenes.
When I was a kid, my first love was cartooning. I love all forms of art, expression, but cartooning was my first love. I used to draw for hours and hours and hours as a kid. So this is my chance to be a cartoonist, to kind of fulfill that childhood dream.
Telling stories has been his life's work.
Yeah, I see these really as single panel cartoons, kind of like The Far Side. With the caption, I think they kind of come fully realized and fully to life.
Captions like, "I love playing rock, paper, scissors with Edward. I literally win every time."
That's kind of the fun for me, is telling a little bit of a joke, telling a little bit of a story. I think I'm more of a storyteller first, more than I am a photographer.
Over the years, his designs have gotten more sophisticated.
I spent a lot of time over in India. I was really missing India.
He got to work on the Taj Mahal.
It took me a long time. I was really trying to get all the little turrets and all the little pillars and things. And when I went to the beach that day, there was just a perfect sunset where the sunset set right in the center column, right in the middle on a perfect horizon line. I just always thought that one was kind of magical and special. I like them to be fun, but sometimes they also can be touching or say something a little more serious.
When Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, John wanted to join his voice to the conversation.
But it was really something that came from the heart and wanting to be a part of the tribute to this woman who was such a trailblazer and such a powerhouse.
He did another when the actor who played Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, died.
I did a tribute to him, and that was the biggest one, the biggest response I've ever had was from that.
No matter how many likes or shares his selfies garner, it's children's reaction that steer his content.
I get people who say that they share these with their kids. One person said, "Because you did Peppa Pig in this last little post, you are now my 4-year-old's favorite artist." That was like the award of the year right there. My work is with children all over the world, and I don't want to do anything that's too scary or too risque or too crude for them.
John Marshall wants to make the world a little brighter with his art.
The refrain I hear again and again is, Thank you for this little moment in my day that's like a light, like a smile or a laugh. It's what, a couple seconds. But nowadays, we got to add those seconds up.
Children motivate John Marshall's work on sunset selfies, and they are the driving force behind his latest project.
Yeah, you heard a little bit of that. It was his trip to India that inspired not only a sunset selfie, but the work he's doing right now. We're going to get into that next on 207.